Hey guys, Rinji here, and there has been Twitter troubles once again. Of the anime variety, a much more common problem nowadays than it used to be in decades past on social media, in all facets of it, I would like to add. Anime related forums, anime related image boards, even dating is back as anime male groups. Does anyone remember those? Well, those are times that will not return, unfortunately. Not anymore, as the modern anime fan has just completely taken over. And all of us old dogs will soon go the way of the dodo, as shonen battle slop is gonna be taking everything over, and there's no stopping it. But that's a little bit of doomsaying. I think anime culture is doing mostly fine as it is. There has been some rising problems here and there. A lot of them are deeply ingrained within the industry, not just the fandom itself. But if the old school anime fans still have anything to say, and if they do propagate certain types of behaviors and certain types of things that should be respected within the anime fandom, the anime watcher fandom, and not even that, it's all of otaku culture. Everything that has to do with enjoying nerdy stuff. If those people are gonna still be around in, say, 10 years or so, if they won't get too annoyed in what's happening nowadays, then there's still hope to be had. But with all of that out of the way, I have to say that the phenomenon called an anime tourist is very much real. And to explain to you a little bit what that actually is, here's a handy video before we get into today's topic.
I deliberately entered an entire medium full of things I don't like. And now I'm mad. How could this be happening to me?
Yeah, I like anime. I mean, I don't really like the tropes, or the fan service, or the weird camera angles, and voyeuristic direction, or the high school settings, or the weird art styles, or the cringy anime dialogue, or the corny themes, or the weird premises, and conflicting tones, or the weird genres, and niche appeals, or the offensive humor, and problematic relationships, or the obscure Japanese references, or the overwhelming variety of shows that clearly aren't for me. But I like anime. I just wish it was less anime, you know?
Look, do you like it?
Yes.
What do you like about it specifically?
I don't know.
Pick something or I'll blow your brains out!
I like how it looks.
Cool when they punch each other in the face.
Yeah, I like anime. I mean, I like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, except for the weird icky parts. I mean, what is this supposed to be for pets?
Like, you could look at something that looks perfectly fine and then later find out it's lolly, and then you could find yourself in a situation like this.
Do you understand the English language?
Wait, this is kangaroo court, sir.
No, we're not in Australia. Why is it so quiet in here?
Dude, there was an epidemic of
ベークアニメファンズ、ベークアニメファンズ、ベークアニメファンズ、ベークアニメファンズ。
Oh, I don't need no internet.
And with that, you probably understand what an anime tourist is. Is a person that enters a fandom with things filled to the brim, which they don't like, which make them uncomfortable, and then they decide to shit on the entire fandom and the entire industry in general. And they're very unapologetic about it while maintaining they are fans of said medium. And you mostly nowadays see people like that with specific profile pictures, specific avatars on social media, such as Twitter, currently X. You'll find your Dragon Ball profiles, you'll find your One Piece profiles, you'll find your Jujutsu Kaisen profiles, you'll find your Demon Slayer profiles, and very often even your Chainsaw Man profiles. despite that particular anime being filled to the brim with things that these people should not like, but they still watch it. And then very oftentimes they say they should be killing the author because they don't like it so much, and it doesn't go the way they expected it to go. And today's topic is just one of many, as this specific character, you know, the goddess of Haruhiism, Suzumiya Haruhi herself, from the melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi, has been subject to a lot of disrespect, and I'm putting that lightly. And it all started with a simple question on Twitter, which is, question, do you even know her? To which there have been a series of replies that were baffling, to say the least. Let's take a look. I have no idea who this is. This is our Lord and God, you fucking Philistine. And, you know, nowadays I can't really blame people for not knowing who Haruhi is, but... because there's always a but to everything. If you say you're an anime fan, if you join this particular fandom of people that like to watch anime, you don't get to shit on people, tell them they need to wash their asses and air out their family jewels from time to time, and then, you know, turn around and, as the video explained a moment ago, just entirely shit on everything that makes anime anime. And this is today's topic. People being completely ignorant of characters that have been made iconic within otaku culture, and just completely disrespecting the whole industry that's surrounding it. Let's take a closer look at how that panned out. Bro posted Haruhi like she's some elite underground character. That's my point. It wouldn't work if I posted 2 old manga like Oken no Monsho or some random obscure anime. Haruhi is the very basic of basic. That's why I brought her up. If one doesn't know her, then they have zero right to talk about otaku culture. And then we got some very serious replies to this, which you won't guess where they lead. But I'll be your I'll be your guide through this insanity. Take's cool and all, but she ain't beating Goku. Well. I wonder where that's gonna go. Unironically, she's stronger, buddy. Goku can literally erase her. Haruhi is quite literally God. If she doesn't like Goku, she can erase him from existence. Goku is a Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan. He's stronger than Kami, who was a god. He's stronger than the Kais, who are literally gods of gods. He's stronger than the Goku Black, who was a god of a god, using Goku's body and using God. That's a lot of God. He's stronger than Jiren, who was stronger than Belmont. Kami is the god of Earth, effectively a mid-level deity, and the position can even be passed on. He isn't a god of creation or destruction, but he is a god, and has been shown to create, and Goku has surpassed the god of destruction. A god of destruction, not God, not a god of destruction. This discussion, you know, aside as being incredibly corny and power scaling freaking Goku against Haruhi Suzumiya, you know, that alone being quite insane. This really shows how, you know, a person doesn't understand power scaling in the sense of what Haruhi can do, you know, being ultimately ignorant what Haruhi actually is in her own, you know, story, ignoring all the things that she can do, like literally changing reality without the characters noticing it at first, and then, you know, even disappearing herself, as one of the book is titled even after. But, you know, that all aside, it's just, you know, this is This is the most fitting behavior for a modern anime fan I've seen going on social media. It's just a guy, which I hope it's a troll, because, you know, I've seen my share of trolls over the years, but you know, that Shadow the Hedgehog profile picture with Mephiles the Dark and that cross symbol next to it. It's just, you know, it's just too perfect to be real, but I've seen some dumb things online. And I wouldn't be surprised if this person is real and is actually trying to power scale and take part in a discussion like this. But you know, it just got worse, because it always does. Let's continue. Invincible solo scare. Crying, laughing emoji ad infinitum. People who don't even know Haruhi is about to get a rude awakening. She's actually God. So is Frag. He's the god of lineups, and his lineup is so crisp. Would make his father girl have a heart attack and die. Really, power scaling invincible against Haruhi now. So incredibly corny, as some people say. Let's continue. And then there's more people answering this question directly. Who gives a fuck? You're a tourist unless you know every anime ever. Don't care if it's popular or underground. If you watch anime and like anime, you're a fan. Anime is not immune from criticism either, even it's a cultural thing. Sometimes cultural norms are gross and weird. That's why it's okay to say you're a fandom of something and you're a quote-unquote critical consumer of said media, while wholeheartedly shitting on everything that makes it the thing that it is. Every characteristic of anime is being quote-unquote scrutinized by these people, and the scrutiny is calling people pedophiles over cartoons and saying shit like Goku solos Haruhi Suzumiya. That's the critique. The critique of everything that is anime. Calling people that enjoy fan service gooners, or whatever Zoomer term is currently popular. Not liking specific tropes, like, you know, what is a very popular one, like isekai. Constantly consuming one and the same thing, which is, you know, battle shonen, with very little variety to it. You just need to put good animation to it. And sometimes not even good animation. Sometimes you just need to make it extremely sakuga. You need to make it extremely high frame rate. And then you create the same effect as if it's the dangling of keys in front of a cat. The cat is amused and can play with the keys for fucking infinity. And that's just the way it is. And that's more than anime fandom for you. And these are the people filming it. But let's see what this person has, what else this person has to say. If you don't like the culture, you're welcome to leave. Not change it, specifically if you find gross and weird in the tamest things or the common tropes. Get out of my fucking mentions, nerd. Nerd is an insult. Persona fan. Pick a struggle, idiot. But yeah, a person that has a profile, and that's just their profile picture, their whole Twitter account's just plastered over with Persona. It's just gonna call other people nerds. This is a typical nerd fight. If you haven't seen one before, it's just right before you, right here. Let's continue. Twitter N-words when you don't know some random anime show from the 1980s that's called I got reincarnated as Diddy and now I want to go to the store to buy a cupcake. Insane. Random anime show from the 1980s while sporting a Hajime no Ippo profile picture at the same time, you know. A series that is so fucking old as well at this point. critical consumer right there. This is the critique there people talking about. They're very eloquent about it. Let's continue. Random ass N-words on Twitter when you don't know a random background character that was in one frame from 0.03 seconds from the anime. I was reborn as a big black man in a world full of snow bunnies. You guys have very very vivid imaginations to create premises like that in your head. But this is also common, like, taking one dumb joke and going with it, just running into the ground until it's not funny anymore, as if it was funny to begin with. Let's continue. The hoodweebs who watch Shonen and a handful of other series have more agency and diversity in media consumption than the average Twitter chug that watches clips of the same 5 anime in order to fit in. Isn't that sad? Good on whoever doesn't know who this is. DNB Isolator with another Dragon Ball profile, having the most ignorant of takes on Twitter.com, currently X.com. This is just completely wrong and delusional to think that, people with these profile pictures, specific hoodweebs, and I won't go into the origin, into the etymology of that word, because it would take a whole nother video to do. I might make a separate video about that at some point, I think, because I think it's reached to the point where people need to know what hoodweebs actually are before that term evolves until a point where it starts to mean something different entirely. But honestly, these people apparently have a stronger diversity in media consumption. Yes, because watching the same slap fights with superpowered characters that sometimes break the fourth wall or have metaphysical abilities in a slightly different setting, that's your diversity in media consumption. Calling everything else gooner slop, pedophile bait, whatever, that's again one of these critiques that these people like to proclaim is valid. Let's continue. Crying man, you must pass our test to be worthy of discussing whip culture. Ass crying emoji. Saiyan Avenger. Holy hell. Is that a Hibike Euphonium profile picture at the same time? Are you being serious right now? Let's continue. And how about an opinion of someone called Evil Ass N-word who can draw IG? We don't care. Let us like shonens. Let us consume our slop while taking a huge steaming dump on everything else. Just let us be. We are the victims here. And lastly, if you don't know what happened to the person calling Haruhi a random ass show from the 1980s, well, the community noted, because ignorance like that needs to get corrected at some point in time. Readers added context. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was released in 2006 and is widely considered one of the most influential anime of all time. It is also the only anime with a math problem named after it. OP is ignorant is probably because OP is younger than Dragon Ball Z Kai. And what a dunk that is. An embryo wanted to have an opinion about something as classic and something as influential and something as important as Haruhi Suzumiya. Unluckily though, this particular community note is now gone, but when it was gone, it sure turned a lot of heads. And I won't add that this kid, an actual 15-year-old, also might be added some statistics later, considering they have very unkind opinions about women, but I won't get into that one because they deleted them, luckily for them. But it doesn't, you know, spell good tidings for the future. Anime tourism will continue. People like that will continue to take pictures and not even understand why they're being called tourists, completely misunderstanding why people dislike them so much. People like that back in the early 2000s, they used to be gatekept from, you know, a lot of communities because they came in and under the guise of quote-unquote critique, which was just essentially shitting on a show they didn't like K-On! This has happened to a thing like K-On! Many times before. Just called it moe shit. That was a very popular term back in the day. You know, just called it a show about nothing. That you cannot enjoy slices of life anime about school girls doing cute things in a school, in a high school setting. You cannot do that. Nowadays, the same people are, you know, just a lot more numerous and just a lot more annoying. And telling them to fuck off is the only choice that is that we have left as old school anime fans. These slap fights are gonna continue ad nauseum, and there's no stopping them. The only thing we can do is just sit back and enjoy as these people stew in ignorance and just have a good laugh at their expense. But for right now, that's everything. I hope to see you on the next one.